Here's how to retire in 10 years with $0 now. In this video, I'm going to show you a little known secret that'll allow you to retire in 10 years with $0 saved up. Sound too good to be true? Well, stick around and I'll prove it to you. Welcome to the Peak Performance Channel, the place where you come to be inspired to create a more prosperous future. Retiring early is a dream for many of us, but it often seems like a distant and unattainable goal. However, with the right strategies, you can set yourself up for a comfortable retirement in just a decade. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can retire in just 10 years. Even if you don't have any money saved up right now, it might sound impossible, but with some careful planning and dedication, it can be done. So if you're ready to learn how to retire in 10 years with $0 saved up, stay tuned. We'll be sharing some tips and tricks that can help you achieve this goal and provide you with the financial freedom you desire. People think that you have to be old to retire, but that's not true. There's a way that many people have used to retire early, and even if you don't have any money saved up, you can do it too. The first step is understanding that it does not matter how much money you make, but rather how much of that income you're able to save. Many people make the mistake of spending all of their income on luxurious items and experiences, rather than saving for the future, even if they're making a high income. It's important to focus on saving and investing your income, rather than just spending it. It is possible for individuals who make a lower income to save more and be financially secure, even if they're not making as much as others. One strategy that has been successful for some people is to consistently spend the same amount, no matter their income. This means living like you're broke, even if you're making a high income, and saving the rest. This can help you retire earlier, as you're focusing on saving and investing rather than spending. On the other hand, it's important to still meet your basic needs and have a comfortable standard of living, rather than extreme frugality that may not be sustainable in the long term. You can calculate how long it will take you to retire. For example, if you save 25% of your income, you may be able to retire in 32 years and maintain your current standard of living. On the other hand, if you save 50% of your income, you may be able to retire in 17 years, and if you save 70% of your income, you may be able to retire in 8.5 years. You get the idea. The bigger the proportion of your salary you save, the sooner you will gain financial independence and be free to do whatever you desire. There's an old saying that says, "The rich stay rich by living like they're poor, while the poor stay poor by living like they're rich." Speaking of expenses, that brings us to the next point: cutting down to save more money and moving up your retirement timeline. Especially in the next 10 years, you must do all necessary to save more money and live below your means. Keep in mind that for each 5% of extra income you save, you can retire several years sooner. Everyone assumes the only way to do this is by becoming a frugal miser or selling their car and biking to work. But that's not always necessary. You don't have to live off-grid or never leave your house. There are plenty of ways to cut back without sacrificing too much. Let's use housing as an example. It tends to be the largest expense for many, consuming up to half of their earnings. Fortunately, there is a much more viable solution available that could help you substantially reduce or even eliminate this cost entirely. House hacking. This simply means purchasing a multifamily property like a duplex, triplex, or fourplex and living in one while renting out the others. You could buy a house that has a guest house or basement. You could rent out these spaces to people. This will help you lower the cost of living. When done right, the money you make from renting out these spaces will cover the entire cost of owning the building. This way, you essentially get a free place to stay. If you don't have the down payment right now, don't worry, you could try rent hacking. This is when you rent a house and then sublease out the bedrooms to cover your cost. There are other ways to save money too. For example, driving a used car that is reliable instead of a new car. If you want to travel, use credit card sign-up bonuses and Airmiles credit cards to help pay for flights and hotels. You can save money by making food at home and not going out to eat. You can also wait for items you want to go on sale instead of buying them right away. And if you see something you want to buy, wait a week before you buy it. If you wait, you'll be able to understand which purchases will make a difference in your life that lasts. Hey! Here's a quick reminder before we continue. Make sure you smash that like button and hit the subscribe and notification button if you haven't already done so, as it means that YouTube will send you more of these kinds of videos and it helps our channel. Now let's get back to the video. Third, If you want to retire in 10 years, you need to stay away from high interest rate debt. This is the kryptonite of financial independence, and it goes hand in hand with cutting back and saving. Most people don't realize how much high interest rate credit cards, medical debt, and student loans hold them back. To break even on most unsecured debt, you would need to make 15 to 20% of your income annually, an unrealistic and unattainable goal. High interest rate debt like this will inevitably pull you away from retirement goals instead of aiding them. Therefore, it's essential that some burdensome debts do not exist in your financial portfolio if you wish to retire early. The only kind of debt that's okay is when you make more money by not paying it off right away. For example, if you have a 4% mortgage loan on a rental property that makes 8%, or if you take out a 3% car loan when inflation is 9%, in these situations, taking on debt could help you become financially independent faster. But unless the debt is attached to something that makes you money, it's probably best to stay away from it. Number 4. To achieve financial independence in the next 10 years, it's important to not only cut back on expenses and save money, but also to invest wisely. One of the best ways to do this is by taking advantage of tax advantage accounts like 401k, Roth IRA, and HSA. Additionally, it's important to invest consistently over the long term. Rather than trying to time the market, it's also a good idea to invest in low-fee or free index funds that cover the entire market, such as those offered by Vanguard, Schwab, and Fidelity. If you're able to live off a low income and invest the rest, you can achieve financial independence within 10 years. However, if you want to maintain a middle-class lifestyle after retiring, it may be difficult to do so through a traditional job unless you're making a high salary. In this case, it's important to focus on careers that pay based on results rather than time, as this allows for the potential to streamline work and increase income without necessarily working harder. For example, if you work as a sales agent and are paid based on the number of sales you make, you can increase your income by focusing on high commission, fast-selling products without necessarily increasing your workload. This is because the number of hours you work is not relevant in this scenario. You only get paid when you make a sale. This gives you more leverage to make more money by streamlining your work and focusing on the most lucrative products. It's important to work in a career that allows you to increase your income without necessarily putting in more time. This can be done by focusing on creating and building value rather than consuming it. If you're not making above $50,000 per year, you may need to increase your income through means such as learning new skills, looking for better job opportunities, or taking on side hustles. In conclusion, achieving financial independence and retiring in 10 years requires a combination of saving and investing wisely, increasing your income, and decreasing your expenses. Early retirement does not necessarily mean stopping work entirely, but rather having the freedom to pursue work projects and passions that you're excited about. The choice of how to spend your time in retirement is yours. Thank you for being all ears throughout the entire video. To create is effort, to copy is genius, said Albert Einstein. If you want to expand your income by building an online income, feel free to contact me so we'll get things moving right away. Remember, if you want to change your life, let's make a change together. You need to make a change.